Hey, you guys. Hey, everybody. Happy holiday weekend approaching. Um, it is so hot. Like, as you can tell, my skin be looking a little, moist. Um, it's hot. And so I try to stay out the heat. So if you see me sitting under this umbrella and I am, yeah, I just try to be still, right? All that moving around is not conducive to 100-degree temperatures, with the breeze. If you sit still in the breeze, see a lot of breeze to blow against your skin, you won't be as hot. I just got to get to where some shade is too, right? Just want to come on again and wish everybody a happy holiday. As you can see, day one of the juicing it just makes you feel it alive. You get more alive, right? But now, ice and water seems to be a problem, right? You gotta have water. That's the other thing about juicing. Juicing produces organic water from the fruit or vegetables that you are making. Aha. So really what I need is to go and purchase some celery right now, because the consistency of celery has a sodium content, enough sodium content in it to help regulate your temperature. It helps regulate your body temperature when it's hot like this. So celery, it's some good stuff, right? And not to mention, when you juice it, the natural juice you're taking into your body, if you're not able to get to water, there's a certain amount of water content that's in the juice that you're creating to nourish your body, right? So a lot of people, they don't like fruits and vegetables. Certain fruits and then vegetables, they just can't be like, get you. I'm telling you, and your body will start to crave it. You won't want sugar like soda and stuff like that. You won't want it. So right now, my body is craving something sweet, and so I'm gonna go and make this juice. But and I was really upset because the juicers, the portable ones, they consist of 16-ounce sizes, and I was used to having up to 32 ounces with my large juicer, right, in one serving. So that means I have to do 2 servings every time I'm making, and which is cool, but it allows for more of an intake. And then if you replenish yourself with water or ice or whatever situation is, I'm telling you, immediately absorbs into your system, keeping you from being dehydrated. And then you can still have your soda and your juice or whatever that you would purchase, but you won't have as much of it. You know what I'm saying? To where it's just like, because if you have too much of it, it's just laden with sugar, and so you don't want to just have too much sugar. Again, sugar intake is what consists that puts on the pounds. It's what puts pounds on you. And of course, the actual food, when it breaks down, certain foods that you eat turn immediately to sugar. So once you educate yourself about those things, everything else will be, will seem like a walk in the park. You'll be able to tolerate the things that you normally you feel like you don't like. Vegetables are good for you guys. You got to have your veggies. If you ask me, it's the difference between Alzheimer's and not having it, having Alzheimer's and not having it, or dementia. The vitamin intake, the nutrients to nourish your cells overall, and your brain cells, They need that. I'm not saying it'll cure you, but I'm saying it will definitely help preserve those elements of your human functioning, right? So everybody's wondering why everybody got Alzheimer's, why everybody's coming up with dementia. The reason that they are is because, you know, they grew up during the boom or the height of the fast food and information technology boom. Everybody was just immediate gratification is what they wanted. Microwaves. And I remember my grandmother, she first bought her first microwave and she brought it home. It was huge. Remember the big old microwaves they used to have? Well, she bought her first one and she brought it home. And she was preparing our dinner with it, using it to warm up something. And my father said, don't give my kids that. We don't prepare food in the microwave. And my grandma was like, this is all perfectly safe, Darren. This is good for the kids, and it's quick, and it helps your mom out. You know, when I'm trying to prepare things. So he said, don't. I'm telling you. Remember, I told you my father was very smart. And he also was a proofreader, so he knew information prior to anybody else even receiving it, because he had to proofread the documentation as it was provided to the masses and those secret societies and things like that. So he was telling her, don't microwave our food, continue to cook it on the stove. And she was just like so fascinated with how fast she could have meals done, right? Which we still are. But I tried to incorporate that in my lifestyle. As y'all see, I was cooking meals for myself on my own, on the stove. Everybody be like, why you cooking like that? You ain't got no husband, you ain't got no kids, you just be cooking? Because I gotta eat real food, right? And so I didn't eat a lot of processed food, I cooked, right? And still too, love enjoying cooking to this day. I'm just always on the lookout for something new that is good to eat, new recipes, you know, new things I can incorporate into my lifestyle of healthy living and healthy eating. And right now I'm fascinated, so fascinated again with gardening. I'm gonna find a portable way to garden so I can have my fresh lettuce and fresh tomatoes and fresh cucumbers. If I can get those three things fresh, I probably wouldn't eat nothing else. Because there's so many different recipes and different ways you can eat that raw. You know, raw vegan eating is good. Everybody talk about vegan this and vegan that, but vegan can put the calories on you because you're trying to substitute the flavor of the meat consistency, and so you may utilize things that are high in fat or high in, you know what I'm saying, that's what tends to happen, or high in sugar, or high in you're utilizing something that just as a substitution for the meat that you're missing as far as the taste. And yeah, confirmation. So if you once you start, I'm telling y'all, raw foods, vegetation, ain't nothing like it. I'm a vegetation baby. I'm telling you, I used to be little. I'd be like, can y'all just cut up some cucumbers for me and some tomatoes and some onions? I'm good, you know what I'm saying? Or give me some Granny Smith apples, or some I was one of them kids. You can give me a slice of bread and I would be happy. Or, I didn't eat like huge amounts of food, but I loved lettuce, tomatoes, and vegetables, and lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, what else did I have? Oh, carrots, celery, and I would eat this stuff like it was candy, you know what I'm saying? And I be Granny, and the only person that really seemed to understand it was my granny. She was like, Tay, I got you some stuff. Oh, and my Aunt Deborah, because she kept her house full, stock pantry full of grapes. And oh my God, I'm a grape nut. You know, grapes, every color, green, red. I'm telling you, once your body starts getting used to that too, you will crave those foods as opposed to the things that are bad for you that you're eating. And that way, when you want to splurge, like today, you know what I'm saying, if I wanted to have me some barbecue ribs or whatever, that's the time that you would see me indulge in having meat, barbecue chicken, wings, you know what I'm saying, barbecue. So it's not a thing, you know, the Lord says, Almighty God says, everything in moderation, right? It's just that we be going crazy and eating it. You can't eat that stuff every day. But yeah, I love me some greens, some cabbage, some, you know what I'm saying? I can just eat vegetables. Potatoes put weight on me. But as meat does, potatoes will, because it's sugar. It turns right to sugar. So you gotta be careful with your potato intake. Gotta be careful with your potato intake, because that food indeed does turn to sugar, right? But yeah, I was a vegetation kid. I was like, you know, and then going to 4-H, since I love vegetation so much, my grandmother got me into 4-H and how they did gardening and growing food. I was like, so you could grow your own greens and all of that? And she was like, yeah. I was like, man, I would never go to the store. And because if you can grow it, I know what a single serving looks like for me. And I don't even have a family, so I'm like, I gotta find a portable way to do this to where I can garden from anywhere, you know? And they're coming up with more ways to do it, like if you have an apartment as opposed to a house. But I'm talking about when you on the go. Like I'm on the go, they got juicers now you can take with you. But what about the actual growth of the actual food? Because you can't get to the grocery stores, or we're sparse. You don't know what the vegetation. I'm telling you, I'm a fresh nut. It needs to be fresh. You know what I'm saying? So now you go in, I look at the lettuce and it's all withered and weird looking. I'm like, what? I like fresh, you know, and everything used to be fresh, so I don't know what's going on, right? But yeah, speaking of which, let me go get some, but I'm gonna have to get some water too, so for this heat, get ready for all that. But y'all continue to be blessed and be you, and all you're getting, get understanding, so that we can better understand each other as a world and as people. And you guys have a great day.